What was apparently found in the sealed basement of an old orphanage will send shivers down your spine. The story is an intriguing one. It begins with a sealed room in an old orphanage and ends with the discovery of a collection so strange that it defies belief. But what is the truth behind the bizarre Merrylin Cryptid Collection? According to curator Alex CF, the collection is the result of a discovery that was made in 2006 when a recently sold London townhouse was due for demolition. In a film about the Merrylin Cryptid Collection, shot by BBC documentary cameraman Simon Lewis, Alex explains that while inspecting the basement of the building, investigators uncovered a sealed room. Alex goes on to describe how the room was revealed to house many wooden shipping containers, each holding items so bizarre that they were immediately sent to a laboratory for further investigation. Later on in the film, which is available to watch on video sharing site Vimeo, Alex describes how a trust was set up in order to analyze the mysterious contents of the sealed room. Alex adds that he was asked in 2007 to take charge of the study and documentation of an extensive collection of diaries found alongside the shipping containers. The diaries, he says, belonged to a man known as Thomas Theodore Merrylin. The collection's website states that Merrylin was a crypto-naturalist, fringe zoologist, and xenoarchaeologist born in 1782. Apparently, it was his father who first developed an interest in esoteric natural history, taking the young Thomas with him around the world on adventures to collect strange specimens. The site describes how Merrylin continued his father's work after his death. It also seems to credit him with an abnormally long lifespan, claiming that he went on tour with his collection as late as 1899. Among the many oddities that the collector's website notes about Merrylin, perhaps the most striking is his apparent resistance to the ravages of time. The website states that all the way into his 80s, Merrylin had the appearance of a man no older than 40 years old. After a tour of America ended in failure, says the Merrylin Museum, he faded into obscurity. The website describes Merrylin as falling out of history, with nothing further heard about him until 1942. It was then, according to a newspaper article featured in the Vimeo film about the collection, that a series of donations were made to Tonbridge School for Boys. These donations came from the estate of Thomas Merrylin and included a townhouse in central London. The story goes that this townhouse was converted into an orphanage and later sold, which was when the secret lurking in the basement was apparently discovered. The Merrylin Museum website recounts that the shipping containers were thought to hold the culmination of Merrylin's life's work. But what exactly was lurking within these reported crates? What were these contents, so shocking that, as the Merrylin Museum website reports, 19th century America had branded them blasphemous, and they'd prompted Merrylin to go to extreme efforts to ensure they never saw the light of day? The most incredible collection ever known, claims the website. The Merrylin collection is, according to the site, a unique archive of biological specimens, including many that defy classification. This collection seemingly features skulls, preserved bodies, and other anatomical oddities. And Alex insists in Lewis's film that such creepy miscellany represent an ancient and, most crucially, non-human civilization. Among the pieces in the collection are what appear to be strange beasts with horns and scaly wings that seem to resemble the dragons of myths and folklore. The collection also contains winged humanoid figures, clawed beasts, and many other items that look like they've stepped straight out of a fantasy world. In Lewis's film, however, Alex insists that they're the real thing. "I think I knew from the beginning that they were all real," he tells the filmmaker, "that it wasn't a hoax." In the video, Alex credits his faith that the incredible specimens are real to Merrylin's thorough research methods. Apparently, the naturalist possessed a fastidious attention to detail, obsessively recording and collating everything he could about his extraordinary finds. And as Lewis's film about the collection continues, the revelations made by Alex and others only get more incredible. The film features an interview with a man who seems to be one of Alex's colleagues. The guy says his job is to analyze animal cell samples, and based on his supposed laboratory tests, he concludes that Merrylin's astonishing collection contains a specimen of Homo vampirus, a vampire. It's at this point that even the most open-minded of viewers of Lewis's documentary must begin to smell a rat, if not a bat. The artifacts of the Merrylin collection might look spookily real, but just how serious can we take their custodians' claims that they represent real fairies, werewolves, and vampires? The self-proclaimed curator of the collection, Alex CF, is, as it turns out, actually an artist based in London. His work focuses on illustrations and sculpture, and he has a fascination for all things whimsical and folkloric. The plot thickens. Alex's website states that he is inspired by animal mythology and that he enjoys creating fantastical natural scenes. Could it be that the Merrylin collection is no more than an elaborate art project, and Merrylin himself merely a construct of the artist's imagination? Surely not. Regardless of the collection's true nature, though, it's still a fascinating, delightfully creepy, and hugely impressive tribute to the strange beauty and power of myth. And we can perhaps all sleep a bit easier in the knowledge that Alex CF is an artist and not a real museum curator. Let us know your thoughts in the comments.